Hey guys, so in this video we're going to be doing a 260 V8. This will be the same as the 305s. Most of the older Merc stuff is like this. It's a mid-engine mount, so it's really easy to show you guys how to winterize it. I realize most of them you got to stand on your damn head to get into these things. So I thought I'd show you on this one just so it's easy for you guys to see. And this will be a full winterization process of just draining the motor and making sure it's not going to freeze.
So first off, take your 5/16 nut driver or socket, whatever you got, and pull off the lower and the upper on the thermostat hose, or the hose coming from the thermostat housing. Then off the thermostat housing, take those two 5/16 that I'm doing right now, hose clamps off. Those go over to your manifolds, and you take those off and then just slide the hose clamps down, and you can leave them there for winter. So then wrestle your hoses off, and once you get the hoses off, you can just take that top one, the big thermostat housing hose, and flip it over. And I'll just demonstrate here. You flip it over and stick it upside down so you can pour your coolant down into there. Now go underneath the port side of the boat, and you got your power steering cooler. This is if you have power steering. Usually if you got a V8, you're going to have power steering on these 260 models. On these newer models, they usually always had power steering. Pull that hose off so your power steering cooler can drain, and then go to each manifold. Here we're on the port manifold here, and just pull those hoses off to let your manifolds drain. Some will have this, some won't. I'll show you the different method here after, but yeah, repeat that step on both sides. There we go, yank those. So if you don't have the hoses like that, you'll have plugs like this. So just drain those plugs, and again, take a poker to them just to be sure there's not much water coming out of them now, because I already drained it through the center. So once we're done that, we'll go down and we'll start draining the block. So we're underneath the port side again, and yeah, you just have these twist out plugs. Some will have 9/16 brass, some will have 1/2 inch, whatever somebody has threaded in there it will have, but a lot of these older ones have these twist ones. So crack that open and take those plugs right out. That's the whole point of those plugs, was to not have them, but you'll find pull it right out and then stick a poker in there, and you'll see the water come out a lot better. Sometimes they won't even come out that well because there's so much rust in them. So pull them out so it drains nice like that. Do that on both sides, and that's pretty much all for draining. We'll get to putting coolant in. Alright, so next take your plumbing antifreeze and dump it down into each manifold. And once you have it dumped down in there, just wait for it, go and check, and whether it comes out the hose that you pulled off on the manifold to drain it or out the plugs, go to the back and just verify that it's coming out pink just for reassurance, and then you're done your manifolds. They're all drained and winterized. Then go and take the rest of your antifreeze and dump it down into the thermostat housing through that hose you put on there earlier, and that will get it through the block and everything else. So dump that all in there as I'm doing right now, and then do the same thing as we did with the manifolds. Go to your port and starboard side of the boat, just like I'm doing right here. Go underneath there and check for pink on each side. Once you get it all flowing out there, you can see you are completely winterized and done and drained. You just check your power steering cooler once and make sure that's empty and got pink flowing through it, and you are done. Alright, so that's how you winterize a 260 V8 Mercruiser. That's a 350. It'll be the same method on a 305. Most of the old 4.3 liters, all the stuff is pretty much the same same method. Check that power steering cooler, make sure your manifolds are drained, and make sure your block's drained. And that's how we do it with the hoses getting pulled off like that, and how you can use that top hose to act as a funnel to fill. It works really good. And yeah, I think that's about all. Like I said, it'll work on a bunch of models that are really similar, but I'm only guaranteeing that it'll work on this one, and the 305s are the same. But yeah, I hope this video helped you, and as always, please rate and subscribe if you liked it, and check out my channel for more how-to videos on marine and lots of other stuff. Thanks, guys.